We're road tripping tonight, watching the Falmouth Commodores maybe take on the Hyannis Harbor in about 30 minutes, maybe an hour here at McKeon Park. We aren't really sure with how the elements have come together today. We've got a steady rain coming down here in Hyannis. It's been all over the Cape today, delaying some games, canceling others. But we're hoping that we can get this one in as we hope to see the Commodores perhaps start a winning streak today. Good evening, everybody. Carter Bainbridge, along with tonight's play-by-play commentator, Logan Soforenko, and tonight's color commentator, Trey, Redfield. Welcome to Opening the Door. And guys, we saw an exciting victory for the Commodores yesterday, 5-4 over the Chatham Anglers at Gov Fuller Field. And Logan, it was a win that was enabled by the bats coming alive. The Dore was able to score 5 runs, which was more than the first 3 matchups of the season combined.
Yeah, the first 3 contests only produced 3 runs in total, like you said. But last night against the Chatham Anglers, 5 runs in the early innings, and that was enough to propel themselves to the first win of the regular season in 2022. But the big thing to take note of is that it was in the early part of the game. They need to keep it consistent throughout the entire game because they started striking out a little bit. They did a great job drawing some walks. That was a season high last night. They drew 9 walks combined as a team. So they got to continue that tonight in some really weird conditions right now where the ball likely will not travel that far.
It doesn't look to be a long ball type of evening. The Commodores setting the season high for runs, setting the season high for walks. It was owed to a couple newcomers who we're going to see again tonight. But Trey, it was the pitching that came in handy for the Commodores down the stretch. They got some strong work out of the bullpen.
And strong work indeed. It came from Mikey Tepper, the pitcher out of Mississippi State, who got a big-time hold in the 7th. We talked to him last night in closing the door. And also there was Levi Wells, the Texas State Bobcat, who got it done big time for the Dores. They're the reason why they won the game last night. I mean, the runs are there, and that's great, but the pitching has been the staple throughout the entire season. So if Falmouth can get that help from the guys on the bump, then hey, the bats got to come along with it as well. You piece that together, it's a match made in heaven.
Well, the Commodores got enough from their hitting last night as their lineup looks for more consistency, and they got more than enough from some power arms out of their bullpen. And now they send another pitcher to the mound tonight, making his summer debut, Logan, Cole Rowland.
Yeah, Cole Rowland, the starting pitcher tonight from Dartmouth. He had a 3.90 ERA this past spring season. He held his batters to a sub-230 batting average. But thing to take note of, he allowed 23 runs. Only 13 of those were earned, and that's the most frustrating thing as a pitcher when you give up those runs and they're just not earned. But then the mindset that he has to have is say, hey, I got to attack the next batter. But nevertheless, 2022 debut, it should be a good one, and hopefully he will be on the mound tonight with these conditions.
And a good mindset for Rowland to have as he pitches in front of a Commodore defense that's been shaky at times this season. They had a couple more errors last night against the Chatham Anglers, and as the team tries to solidify their rotation, we're going to see more arms coming out on the bump to start games. And Trey, Rowland gets a chance to start tonight against a Hyannis Harbor team that's still hurting after last night.
Yeah, it was an 11-5 loss to the Wareham Gateman. Hyannis put out its starting pitcher, gave up, or actually did not get a single out. So 0 innings pitched. 4 runs were all those earned too. It just wasn't pretty for the Harbor Hawks last night, losing 11-5 to the Wareham Gatemen. And the guy they're sending on the mound tonight to try and fix those issues is Austin Strickland. Comes out of Kentucky, has a 6.85 ERA, had a 2-4 record. But the thing that sticks out to me with Strickland, guys, didn't have any innings pitched. Only 23 innings pitched for the Wildcats this season. The one pitch that he likes to go to, though, is the 2-seam fastball. So if he gets that going, then he can silence the Commodore bats. But we're all wearing Commodores polos, Commodores jackets, and everything. We're looking for the guys to get some hits tonight. And if they do that throughout the game, like you said, Logan, then Falmouth can have itself, in the words of Lou Brown in Major League 2, a winning streak.
Well, 2 teams that had very different yesterdays. The Commodores with their first win of the season, Hyannis with a tough loss. The Commodores 1-3, and the Hawks at 1-2-1. And these two will battle it out today to try to avoid the cellar in the Western Division. So the game coming up at McKeon Park at an unspecified time because of the weather, but pay attention to our live stream on YouTube. We'll have radio coverage of today's game with Logan Soforenko, again, our play-by-play guy, and Trey will be on color. I'll be handling field reporter duties tonight, so tune in to hear the Commodores as they take on the Hawks tonight. But that'll do us for now.